everybody, this is Troy and Monica, Team Townsend. We wanted to talk to you today about kiddie condos. What is a kiddie condo? A kiddie condo is purchasing a place for your college student to live in versus renting the entire time they are attending school.
And why, you might ask? Well, not everybody can afford to do it maybe, but if you can afford to do it, it might make a lot of sense. So I've just put a couple of numbers together because we have kind of looked into this in some different markets, and because we have two kids, one going into college this year and one going to be hitting it in a couple of years. She's a junior in high school this year. But in one market that we looked at, we could buy a 4-bedroom house for $220,000. Where, keep in mind, the average price of a home here has just exceeded $600,000. So with 20% down, you'd have about $176,000 mortgage, and with a 3%, which is a typical interest rate right now, that would give us a principal and interest payment of less than $750 a month. So I guess the way we look at it is that if we had a 4-bedroom house and our daughter could get 3 girlfriends to live in that house with her, and each of them paid $300, she would live for free, and that the other 3 would be supportive of the mortgage and then some, a little bit, and so I guess if you look at it that way, that makes a lot of sense, that $300 a head, $300 to $500 a head. So and if you didn't do that, what would you be paying if your daughter was part of that co-op? $300, $500 a month. That's somewhere $6,000 a year at $500 a month. Mm-hmm. That's out of your pocket, and you don't get that money back. There's no way to get it back. So it makes sense to consider this and look at the numbers and everything. And let's just also look at down the road. Okay, so they're there. The first year they stay in the dorm. The second year they're out and staying in the house, and they're there 3, 4, 5 years, maybe 6, depending on what kind of program they're going into. And at $6,000 a year, that's at 4 years, that's $24,000. 30 at 5, 36 at 6. So that's a lot of money out of your pocket. Let's just say, for instance, that a $220,000 house appreciates at 3% a year, which is 3 to 5% is a typical appreciation rate across the country. And even if you didn't get anything, you'd still be ahead, because at 3% a year on a $220,000 house, that equates to about $6,600 a year. So you'd actually be making money versus losing money when your child goes to college. So just something to consider. I know that we're looking into it a little bit, and
our older one is heading to Arizona in January, and he's in a more specific program, a conservatory, where the program itself is only 9 months long in the state of Arizona. However, he will go somewhere else to build on that in an internship. And because it was such a short amount of time, it briefly, for a microsecond, crossed my mind, should we buy something or should we go ahead and just rent, because it's such a short amount of time. But digging into it a little bit further and finding a real estate agent down there who was kind of able to educate us on the market a little bit beyond just doing the realtor.com, where since we
that doesn't help you with the areas, right?
Yeah, it doesn't help you with the areas, and we obviously don't have the
resources that we do here. Yeah.
Resources. So having that, eyes and ears out there has been super helpful. And what it boils down to, for a 1-bedroom home, it would have been like between $800 and $1,000. Well, like not a home, even an apartment, $800 to $1,000 a month for our son to be living down there, where if we purchase something, we can get a 2-bedroom, which then will allow us, if we're down there, hop, skip, and a jump for a long weekend to visit him, we'll have our own place to stay, because he,
only using 1 bedroom.
Only using 1 bedroom. Most people could probably have a roommate. This kid, not so much. But it allows us a place to stay. But even a 2-bedroom, with that second bedroom being vacant most of the time, the rent was, what have we figured out, around $600. So we're saving, at least on the conservative side, a couple $100 a month, potentially up to, it could be up to $1,000 or $1,100. So anyway, so it's kind of fun, and it's a great way for us personally to kind of tap in and get to know some other markets. But our thought is Lance will stay there. This particular school that he's at, the kids are there for 9 months, so it shouldn't be a big issue to continue renting it out. And then when our daughter goes to school, we'll sell it and 1031 it into the market that she'll be into. So
possibly.
Yeah, we'll look into it and see what makes sense.
Disclaimer, it may not work in every market. Like if you went to New York or Southern California, that's where your child's going to college, the rents there off the chart, and so are the home prices. So it may get better. You just never know how things are going to turn out. But as long as prices are still high and everything in those bigger cities, it may not make sense. So just it's worth getting on Realtor.com and call us and talk to us about it if you'd like, and we'd be happy to find an agent out there for you that's competent and that will return your calls and get you in contact with somebody in that local market. So just let us know. Our phone number is 303-433-8100. Give us a call.
And really quick, one other thing I just wanted to build on really quick. Even if your child is staying in state, but just it even still might be worth a look. We have a couple bigger schools here, CSU, UNC, CU, and we have quite a few friends who have purchased in those college towns and hold on to them for however long, and and then retire yourself.
It might make sense to hold on to it longer than they're in college too, just if the numbers make sense. So anyway, just an idea for investment. Keep it in mind.
All right, good to see you guys again.
Thank you.